Hello, music lovers and conversationalists. Welcome to the channel and welcome to a new series here on the Ralstonians Music Report, which I'm thinking of calling something along the lines of Monday Musings or maybe Thoughtful Thursdays or something along those lines. But the topic of tonight's inaugural video, if you will, is are you a completist? And I've been giving this a lot of thought lately as I've been going through my collection, kind of reorganizing it, getting rid of the ones that I haven't been listening to much lately, and maybe that'll be a topic down the road as well. But lately I sold about 40 or so records. Some of them I haven't listened to in, geez, I don't know how long, probably a good year or more. Some of them I listened to the first day that I bought them and listened to them a couple of times after that, but really it's been a while, and I've been kind of thinning out the ones that I don't listen to, and there's really nothing too significant or special about them. And I wondered if you are all completists, or do you see yourself as completists? Did you start out being in the completist mindset of getting every artist's discography along with the greatest hits, the studios and the live versions, or are you not a completist? I'd be interested in hearing or seeing your post below. An example that I have here is The Who. As you know, they're one of my, or if not my all-time favorite classic rock band. And I recently parted ways, if you will, cut loose a few albums, and I think you'll be surprised at one of the titles, because this album is one of my top 5 all-time favorite albums along any genre: blues, classic rock, classic country, you name it. It's, to me, is the best album that the Who ever put out, and that's Quadrophenia. I had about 3 copies of it at one time, and it just was too many. The copies that I had in a release from back in the day, from I think '96, and then another one I had, I forget what the date was, but I also had one from the 70s. I don't think it was a original release or original pressing from '73 when it came out, but I wanted to make some space in my collection, and I just felt that it was a bit of an overkill. But I still love The Who, and I always will, but sometimes you get kind of burnt out on different bands, even your favorite ones. But the other albums I got rid of from The Who, and this was more or less, these were purchases that you make in the heat of the moment kind of thing. For record store day, you get all excited for the list and you write down about 30 or 40 items, and then you narrow it down to about I don't know, like maybe half dozen or so or less, I don't know. But the ones that I got rid of, in addition to 2 copies of Quadrophenia, were The Who's record store day release of Face Dances, 40th anniversary edition. Never really cared for the album. The album cover itself was pretty blah. It was actually kind of and overall the album for me was a big thumbs down, so that went out. The next one was another record store day release, and again, it was one that, you get all excited that one of your favorite bands is releasing a record store day release, and that was the 40th anniversary edition of It's Hard, and boy, it was hard listening to that album, and it's never been, again, one of my favorites, and it was just sitting on my shelf with my other records, just collecting dust. And any time that I would get a new album, say Walter Trout, for example, and I would go to the W section in my collection, and I'd see it sitting there, just mocking me, mocking, and I just got so tired of looking at it and seeing it sitting there and saying, why did I buy that? And it's, to me, the worst album The Who put out. Maybe one of the worst albums of all time, but I just don't see myself being a completist anymore on bands like The Who or The Stones, or ones that I used to be diehard gung-ho about and really going all in. But I just figured, a leaner, meaner collection. I will still be a completist on some artists, such as Joan Jett, Mike Zito, Albert Castiglia, Samantha Fish, and Kiss, of course, just to name a few off the top of my head. But I thought I would throw that out there and see what you guys all thought about being a completist as opposed to not being a completist. And I thought I'd share with you some of the albums from The Who that I still have before closing this one out. So the first one is the High Numbers, Who's on the BBC Tonight. This is back when they were the High Numbers. And I forget where I even got this one, but it's a pretty cool album to have in the collection. So that's staying on board. That's not going anywhere anytime soon. Next is a very nice copy. You may have seen this on the Friday Firsts many years back. A nice clean copy of the debut album. And after that we have a copy of Half Speed Mastering of My Generation. Nicely redone. And I thought it would be nice to have a old versus new, so I'm definitely keeping this one here. And of course, like many of us, I think it's safe to say that this album kind of introduced us to The Who, and it's still one of my favorites. I remember it in high school hearing this album, or Pinball Wizard to be more specific in terms of tracks off the album. This was played a lot in the pool hall that I would go to in high school, and of course I would start playing a lot of Who songs on that. Next up we have my second favorite album of The Who, and that is The Who Sellout. And I kind of went all in or overboard, depending on which way you want to look at it. When this deluxe edition came out of The Who Sellout, I got the LP, or the double LP, and it still today sounds as good as the first time I remember hearing it. So much so that I went out and also picked up the box set. And it's just a killer box set to have if you're a fan of collecting box sets. This is one that you need to have. There's the hype sticker. And again, it's the same as the album cover. And it does come with a book and everything. I won't bother taking that up to be mindful and respectful of time. Next up we have, and I can't believe I didn't put this in a cover, an album sleeve, The Who at the, I'm trying to read what this, Fillmore, sorry about that, the Fillmore East 1968. It was kind of hard to read for a minute. This is a great album, an excellent live album to have, and of course I was going to keep that one. And then we have just a few more here. This next one is a record store day release from, does it say what year? It does not. It might have been last year or the year before, but this is the Live at Monterey Pop Festival. And believe it or not, this is still sealed, and I don't think I'm going to be opening this anytime soon. I already have this on CD, in a box set, and it has pretty much all the same songs, but this is still a nice keepsake to have. Next up we have The Who at the Isle of Wight from 1970. Another excellent festival, and a lot of the big heavy hitters were there, including the Who. And a couple of more. This one may be my it rivals the Monterey Pop Festival for my favorite live Who album, and that is Live at the Isle of Wight. This is a British import, and I believe it has all the inserts in it. And I'll have to do a full review of my Who discography someday to show you all the goodies that are in this this nice gem of an album here. And then we have a copy of Who's Next, and there's actually, I don't know if you can see it, but there are two in here just because I figured why not keep a spare one on hand. And not my all-time favorite Who album, but maybe because so many songs have been overplayed on it, but still a great album to rock out to. And of course, last but certainly not least, my all-time favorite Who album and one of my top 5 all-time favorite albums, the Power Horse Quadrophenia. Such an amazing album from beginning to end. There's really not a bad song on here. And this is, I think, the must-have album to get if you're going to get one particular album from The Who. And it is just rock and roll in its finest form from The Who. They really went all out on that one. So those are my thoughts on, are you a completist in your collections? What artists are you a completist on or want to be a completist on? I'd love to hear from you guys on this. Please make a video if you want to respond that way, or just leave a comment below. Hope all is well. Hope your week is off to a great start, and I think I'll be running with this new series for the next 3 or 4, maybe 5 episodes, and see how many ideas I can come up with. Hope all is well, and I'll talk to you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.